to say to the table behind me, do you want a few more minutes? Do you need a few more minutes to decide? And I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's something that you hear all the time. Server comes up, but I think to myself, let us never, ever live a life where at the end of it, where you're taking your last breath, you are saying to yourself, I just wish I had a few more minutes because I didn't do this. I wasn't that. I wish I would have been that. I wish I would have done that. Let us never live that life. Do you feel me?
Gotcha.
You got me. No, but instead, tonight, the theme is passion and purpose and living a life. Living the life that you were born for, that you were born into. This is your divine birthright, friends. This is why you are here. Make no mistake about it. And so if there is one message that I want you to hear tonight, if there is nothing else that you remember in the next, I'll try to keep it to 20 minutes, is that your life is valuable. Your life is valuable because why? Because you are valuable. Because you are valuable. Not actually from what you do or anything or what you drive or any of that stuff. No, just because you are. You are. And when we know this, and I know you do, this is all just about kicking it up notches. That's all this is. When we know this, we really step into living a life that we were born for. And we are passion-filled, and we are purpose-based, and we just know it. We just know it. So that is the message. The message is that you are valuable. We are valuable. You and we, in this time and space, are valuable. That life is valuable. And as Reverend April took us on this journey, I think we see and we are reminded of the preciousness of life, yes? We are reminded by each and every name that she read, each and every spirit, and I liked how you said that. Each and every spirit is in fact precious. Each and every one. It's valuable. And we don't know. We don't know how much time we have here. We don't know how many minutes we've got. So let us not live a life where we're going, oh man, I just wish I had a few more minutes to decide. No. Let us never live like that. And this isn't an admonishment if you have. This is not an admonishment if you've lived in that way. Because let me tell you, I've got a lot of stories. I've got about 12 years of my life that I don't remember. I'm told I had a fantastic time, but I don't really remember most of it. And I say that in jest because, I did a lot of this, a lot of that. And so, yeah, did I waste some minutes? I did. There's no admonishment. Because eventually, we get to a point where we come back home. If we choose it, if we say yes to it, if we say yes. So tonight I want you to say yes, because I'm going to throw out some commitments for all of us to take. Because I want us to truly be, when we leave that door, I want us to be like in a different expanse. Because I feel that the world is calling upon us for this right now. We need a revolution of love. And I don't care if it's not about this ministry, it's about the greater expanse. It's about all of it, folks. We need a revolution of love. We can't be doing this to one another anymore. To our queer brothers and sisters, to our people of color. We are a global family. Farai sings this all the time. And we are better than this. Yes?
Yeah.
We are. We know this. We are, in fact, better than this. I believe this to be true. I know it. And I want to affirm right now that in this moment there are amazing things going on. There are beautiful things happening. There are people that are, there's organizations and spiritual centers and us right here, right now in this moment that have gathered. Because for some reason tonight you decided to say yes. You decided to take the time. I mean, you don't have to be here. You don't have to. But there was something that called you. And that's the divine spark. That is something to not be trifled with. Your life, our life is valuable. And we are on time. We are right on time. But we have to go a little deeper. We got to up it. We got to up our ante. And we got to keep making commitments. And as I was talking about in recent months with the 3 Bs, the 3 Bs were believe, become available, and be ready. And in the last sermon, I really broke it down with be ready. And I said to everybody here that was gathered, I said, I want us to declare that we are going to go deeper than we ever have, that we are in fact ready. And so tonight, it's sort of with that feeling tone that I call that back. I hearken that, that call back right now. That, in fact, I want us to declare right now that we are, in fact, going to go deeper and that we're going to be believing and become more available so that we can be ready to kick up in a way that we never have. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to breathe. I'm breathing. Yes. And so there was something as I was feeding and breathing and seeing this sermon, I was thinking, the 3 Bs to the 3 Cs. I guess I'm going through the alphabet. So I was like, okay, well, the 3 Bs were nice. Now we're done with that. What else are we going to do? And so I started thinking about the sermon, like I told you, and the idea with that server. And I went, oh, how funny. You need a few more minutes. And then I started thinking about that and the courage it takes to commit to a life of purpose, of passion, to really recognize how valuable you are. And so the word that really emerged was commitment. Commitment. Because that means you gotta do some things first, okay? So what happened was is I started seeing 3 C's, 3 commitments. And I realized we have to start very basic with ourselves. We have to be very gentle with ourselves as we go into that night. Into that good night. And so I started going, first we gotta commit to living. We gotta just commit to truly and really living. And that hit me. I see a pyramid, okay? Not really Maslow, not really that, but I see a pyramid, right? And this bottom block says living. And so that is your first commitment, is to really living. And this is all intrinsic with this idea that I'm really feeding you, that you are valuable, that your life is valuable, that there's no mistake that you are here. So you commit to living. And part of that commitment means that you are unabashedly and not embarrassed in any way, but completely abandoned to who you really are. What does that mean? Who am I really? When I first started preaching this a couple years ago, someone said, "Well, who am I?" What do you mean? What do you mean? Remember who you are, Rev. What does that mean to me? What that means is, and I talk a lot of God, so forgive me if the God word is a trigger for you. Just ignore it. Pump in whatever you want. So what I'm going to say is this: remember who you are, that you were made in the image of God. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You are divine. And I'll go a step further. You are the divine. Wow. You are the divine. So when you really feel this in your bones, when you really know, oh my God, I am made in the image of God. I am a divine being. I am the divine. You return home and your life is that much more worth living. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you know it now. And it may take practice where you just have to keep, you're on the journey. It's like you're on the road, you're just trudging. And that's okay. You just keep reminding yourself, I'm made in the image of God. You come up with your own mantra, perhaps. Perhaps you come up with your own. Of how to remember who you are. So then that way, your value comes in tenfold and you just know it. Does this make sense?
Yes.
There's a moment I had some years ago. I went and heard Stevie Wonder, and he is my favorite living artist. I just adore him. And I was watching him at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, and I was on the side part. I wasn't on the floor, unfortunately. And I was on the side, and I forget what song he did. It was the one that I don't want to bore you with it. What's that song? Does anybody know the name of it? Well, you know it. Okay, hopefully some of you know it. He's doing it, and it's just incredible, and it's amazing. And I'm listening, and tears just started streaming. And it was the song, but it was more than that, friends. I knew that as I was sitting there, I was witnessing someone in their greatness, completely owning who they are. And to me, that was the value. That was, I don't know him personally, obviously, but it was like he knows who he is. He remembers, and he brings it, and there's no question about it. And it's almost like you know him when you're watching him. It's disarming, because you realize you are witnessing greatness, creative genius, but also greatness. And when you meet people like this too, because it's like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. Stepping into your greatness and remembering who you are. That is the first commitment. Commitment to really living the life that you are supposed to live. Which ultimately first, we have to come back to that nugget, that beautiful nugget. You are important. There are no accidents. So that's the first thing. Commitment to life. Commitment to living. And then we switch up. We go up now. So remember the pyramid? So we go up the pyramid, and the second block, if you will, is a commitment to healing. So this is going to go, this takes it up where you're like, oh, okay. But you're all good, because here's the thing, you have this foundation. You have this foundation where you know your name, you know your value, you know your greatness, you know that you are not an accident, that your life is in fact valuable and important just because we are. So you are ready to switch up. You are ready to go up your pyramid, our pyramid, because it's not just about us as individuals, it is about us as a global family. And so we switch up and we go into that commitment to healing. And there's a lot to heal for some of us. There was for me. Like I said, there's about 12 years that are sort of gone, but not forgotten and not used. I took the lemons and made lemonade. And that's what we have to do. We have to make medicine out of our sacred wounds. We make medicine out of our sacred wounds because they're sacred. Sometimes we get into this thing, oh, I'm wounded. It's easy to say, oh, that damn, just got trauma. Okay, but let's roll up our sleeves. Let's roll up our sleeves. Because that's opportunity. That's possibility. That's potentiality. To go, okay, let's see what I'm going to do about this now. Because we're saying yes at every level of this pyramid. We're saying yes to life. We're saying yes now to healing. And as I talked about, for some practical tools, God, there's so many. Don't get me started on okay, well, what are the tools to healing? Don't get me started. That's a whole other sermon. That's a workshop.
Yep.
But you nurture yourself. You nurture yourself. As you begin your healing process, however that looks, How do you start uncovering and discovering and discarding? If you go into have a spiritual director, if you go to spiritual communities like this, which is certainly healing, you just nurture. You're just gentle, all the while. Compassion is something that we don't always have for ourselves. It's not often taught in this culture, is it?
No.
It's not. We're not a mother culture. Other cultures like Africa, mother culture. India, mother culture. So that's all right. Again, we notice that and we commit. We commit, go, okay, I'm going to be more compassionate with myself. Because I deserve it. Because why? Again, let's harken back. I am valuable. You are valuable. We are valuable. There is something that you possess. I said this to someone recently. You have a special sparkle, a special signature, a way of serving in this world that no one else has. Nobody. Nobody. Forgive me if I'm getting wordy. I'm trying to stay on track. Again, are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. I get excited, and I only do this once a month. I was saying to Reverend April before this, I said, you know, I do this once a month now. I did, two services for about 2.5 years, and I got to get more out, and now I got to cram it all in for you guys, It's like, this is why we're going to go up to bi-monthly in September. Stay tuned. So anyway, so we're committing to the healing, right? We're making this commitment. We're committing to the living. We're committing to the healing. And I'm going to add this before I switch to the third commitment, the third C, and that is that healing doesn't always look like you think it's going to. Right? It doesn't always look like you want it to. But what is revealed will be healed. I'll say that again. What is revealed will be healed. And it'll be glorious. You will not be let down. You will not be. It just may not look exactly like you thought it would or like you hoped it would. But you will be okay. It is true. So now we are building up the pyramid and we are going up once more, and this is the last one, my dear friends. And this is the hardest one. And this is the one we need so desperately. And that is a commitment to loving. That is a commitment to loving. A commitment to love. And I don't mean from a place that is easy for you. I'm sorry to say I will not make any bones about it tonight, folks. I won't. We can't be wishy-washy about this. I'm talking about what Reverend April read in the vision statement. When I wrote that back in 2012, I said it, I wrote it and I said, this is a bold ministry. And this is radical love. So that's what this world needs. That's what you need. So I make no bones about it. This is a hard line. We call in radical love. And I'm talking about not Eros. Eros is fun. Not the romantic stuff that swirls you up in the air. I'm not talking about philia, the beloved, the brother, sister. No, I'm talking about the love of the highest order, which is sometimes known as agape. This is the love of the highest order. And I want you all to make a commitment really to that. Because remember, it's like we're going on this journey. We're going up this pyramid. And so you have a bedrock of living, of healing, and then of loving. Breathe into that with me, would you? Breathing in. So you remember that for this purpose you were born. That all we are here for, my friends, is to heal and love. We heal and love ourselves. so that we may go out and heal and love one another. That's all this is. It ain't brain surgery, folks. But you know what? It means you're going to have to stretch. So it might mean that the love you typically show for people, that you might have to go another step. The boxes of people you love, you might have to go beyond those boxes. You might have to go beyond those walls. You might have to go, in fact, into the great expanse where God is, where true divine nature is, because that is the glory and that is the freedom. What is the point of the 3 commitments? What is the point of what I'm saying? Freedom for you to live the life that you were meant to live. That is freedom. So commit to a love that is beyond thoughts and words. Reverend April, I respect how you brought in his name. Although you didn't exactly remember it, but you brought him in. That is radical. I beyond respect that. That is what I'm calling upon. That is what we need. It's to like really hunker down and go, and like, it's like biblical. It's like Hebrew Bible stuff. You know, wrestling with God at night. Like wrestling and going, but I don't want to love in this way. You know, I don't want to see certain situations in my life. I don't want to forgive the person that abused me. I don't want to forgive this person. I don't want to love that or the situation, people, places, things. But instead of going, I'm going there. I'm going for it. Because it's not just about our lives. It's about this world. Get busy. Anybody remember Shawshank Redemption? Remember the line, get busy living or get busy dying? Mm-hmm. Get busy loving because people are dying. Get busy loving because we are dying. There's a spiritual soul death if we say yes to this crap that's going on. And I'm not saying yes to that. I'm saying yes to living. I'm saying yes to healing. And I'm saying yes to loving. Will you say that with me? Would you say yes after I say each one of these things? Please say yes to living.
Yes.
Please say yes to healing.
Yes.
Please say yes to loving.
Yes.
Yes. This is our divine birthright. This is what we were made for. And this is good. This is great. So amidst all this grief and all this stuff, and I got to tell you, it was really hard for me since Sunday. I barely made it out of the house at all. Not that this is about my feelings, forgive me, but I was really stuck. But it's like, okay, what can we, and it's sit with the feelings and honor it and be in the grief and the praise, but then let us move forward from this place and let us see what we can do about it. So these are the 3 commitments. And I bless you with them, and I hope it is a blessing. The commitment to living, the commitment to healing, the commitment to loving, being very bold, being radical, because this is a revolution of love. I didn't mean this like, you know, the sort of the kind of revolution of love. No, it's about, you know, come on. It's a revolution, but it's grounded. There's fire, but it's grounded. It's grounded in agape. Be good to your precious self. You are valuable. There is meaning to your life beyond what you may even know about right now. There is some reason that you are here. And so just be easy and gentle with yourself and practice the commitments.